Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakakodash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and the house of David is rising. Alright, back at you with another lesson on the word discretion. What does the blue letter have to say about discretion? So we've done a little bit on that word discretion, and it's a very necessary word. We came to the conclusion that it's a very necessary word to use and to have in your arsenal today, you know, along with knowledge and wisdom and insight and many other words to have in our arsenal to be well equipped for this battle. So we want to go into it and see what the blue letter has to say about that word there. Jeremiah 10, we start with Jeremiah 10 and 12 says, He hath made the earth by his power, he hath established the world by his wisdom. Yeah, who's he? That's, you know, the Almighty God himself, who you Christians call God. He hath made the earth by his power, he hath established the world by his wisdom, he hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. Right, he made the earth by his power, he established the world by his wisdom, and have stretched out the heavens by his discretion. Three powerful words, and we want all those words. We're going to get them. We're going to be able to have them, you know, especially when we get them, those new bodies. We're going to be aware, and we're going to have wisdom to infinity, power to infinity, discretion to infinity, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai, of course. So we want to go to that word there, right? We want to look at the word because, like I say, I showed you a couple of the precepts we looked at. All I did was tap in the word discretion because we touched a little bit, went a little bit on in the word discretion through the book of Proverbs, which is packed with a lot of old sayings, what they call in the world, what they call in Jamaica, old wife tales, you know, or rather that's what the English them people call it. But you know, you have the parables them, you know, some of them even in Jamaica you have nursery rhymes that they have a meaning to it. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, the three wise men, the three little pigs, Little Red Riding Hood, little old wife tales stories with meanings in them. So that's the book of Proverbs, man, you know. Real life stories, past, present and future. So that's how I got the word. That's how we come up with the word in Proverbs chapter 1 and 4. Talks about discretion. I want to go back to it. Why not? Go back to it and read it again. Proverbs chapter 1 4 says, To give stability to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge and discretion. First of all, let's get the context. Proverbs 1 and 1 says, The proverb of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. These are nice words, big words. To receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment and equity. To give subtlety, and that's a word, I must get into that word some point. Yeah, to give subtlety to the simple, because we can be subtle. Yes, we can, on the right hand side, you know. The more the E's become subtle with their pandemic, their booster 1 and 2 and 3, 4, lost count, you know, and all the plans that they come with, the more they become subtle, the more we will become subtle. Because when they come in like a flood, the most are going to lift up a standard. Isaiah 59, or is it 59 or 69 and 19? One of them there chapters. But when they come in like a flood, most are going to lift up a standard. I think it's 59, Isaiah 59 and 19. So because they're going to use subtlety, and we're aware of this subtlety. Yeah, we're aware, more than aware of their subtlety. And if you've been woke to this truth, however long you've been in this truth, you've been aware of their subtlety. And I can remember, I could think back very far back, man, knowing that little sword that they use wasn't good for you. And you know what I'm referring to, that little sword that they love to use. They love to plunge into you and put their venom into you. And how do they do that? They use subtlety. Yeah? So we need subtlety. To give subtlety to the simple, because we can't be all out trusting and I trust them, they're not the devil. That's how some of us might have felt before we came into the truth. They're not the devil. The devils are under there with his big fork, all in red, waiting for you to die, and then he come down and then you burn in heaven, burn in hell forever. You know, because that's what how you was. You know, for the most part, if you wasn't in this truth and you was in Christianity, or even if you wasn't one of those atheists, that's what you might have been thinking. Yes, because you was simple. So to give to the young man knowledge and discernment, right, or discretion, yeah, discretion. So that's really what the word that we looked at, and we went in and we read that. Yeah, let me read a bit more because it is a nice chapter. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. Right, I like that. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, yeah, but not a damn fool. he resent you trying to teach him. Yeah, increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. Yeah, I read more. To understand the proverb and the interpretation of the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Last one. For the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Yeah. So if you despise knowledge, wisdom and knowledge, if you despise those things, yeah, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. If you despise wisdom and instruction, you're a fool. Enough said on that. Just to get the context we looked at, and we want to get into the blue letter of this particular word here in Isaiah 28, man. Isaiah 28, and let's go into this. Yeah, for his God has instructed him to discretion and doth teach him. There's one thing I wanted to get into was the blue letter on this particular word right here, discretion. What does it say?
Strong's H 4941. Mishpat. Mishpat.
Right. To discretion. Mishpat. Alright, there's quite a bit on it. It says to act of deciding a case. Right. Judgment, justice, ordinance. Yeah, the online biblical uses. Judgment, act of deciding a case, place, court, seat of judgment, process, procedure, litigation before judge, case presented for judgment. You get the idea. Sentence, decision of judgment, execution of judgment, time of judgment, justice, right, rectitude. Right, you got the theme there. Attributes of God or man, ordinance, decision in law, right, privilege, due to legal, proper fitting measures. So that's the idea on that psalm. That was Jeremiah 28. In a nutshell, it's about judgment, justice, ordinance. Judgment, act of deciding a case. So you need discretion to reach that conclusion. You need to judgment. You need to have discretion. And we did come to the conclusion that it was an important word to use in your day-to-day life when making decisions, big or small. This is another precept in Jeremiah. Going into the Proverbs is one of my favorite things to do, you know, getting into the Proverbs and Ecclesiasticus and Sirach, where there's a lot of words packed with words of wisdom. Just like if you used to get going to a health food shop, a good one, for the most part, you're going to see a lot of good things to choose from, man. If you go into a Kentucky Fried Chicken or Murder King shop or Mackey's and all them places there, what I stopped going to from me over. I I can't remember the last time I've been into any of those places. Very long time, you see. None of that is fit for you to eat, man. It's what they call junk food. But if you went to a farm, actually, if you went to a good farm where it's pure organic, everything is fresh, everything grows fresh, you be at home, man. Yeah. So we feel at home now when we go to the books of Proverbs, Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, Ecclesiastes. We feel at home. There's a lot to choose from. It's packed with whole foods. So here's the word here. He have established.
Strong's H 3559. Kun.
All right. He have established. Let's see what it says here, man. Right. Like I say, this is packed. The books of Proverbs. And even just using some of these words and you go into them, packed with whole grain. It's not junk food, man. It's good food. To be firm, to be stable, to be established, to be set up by established, be fixed, to be firmly established, to be stable, to be secure, to be enduring, to be fixed. You go to one word and it leads you to it. And how the spirit is beautiful, what it does. You go to one word, it leads you to another good word. Because you need foundations. Anytime you're going to build something solid, you need a strong foundation. So these are foundational words, man. To be directed outright by, fixed outright by, steadfast, moral sense. To prepare, be ready. To be prepared. Let me calm down. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. I'm like a kid in a candy store, as they say. Right now, with all these, like I say, all these packed whole grain foods in front of me, man. Edifying words. To prepare, be ready. To be prepared, to be arranged. It goes on and on and on and on. So that was the word there. Established. Right? The established word. There's another word we want, man. Wisdom. Yeah, so we established the world with wisdom. We can come back to that at some point, doing another video, not right now. Discretion, what does it say? You see that the Most High put me on that word. The Spirit just put me onto that word there, establish. That was the Spirit that done that.
Strong's H 8394. Tavun.
Right.
And second entry, Tevunah.
He has established
and third entry, Tuvena.
He has established the heavens and the world by his discretion. Let's hear it. Let's look into it. Understanding. There you go. Understanding, discretion. Understanding, intelligence. The acts of understanding, skill, faculty of understanding, intelligence, understanding. Yeah, I was watching this program the other day on, these were what they call today brainiacs, or what they called some of the three biggest brains, or the three most intelligent brains in London. That's what they say anyway. They're probably the most intelligent brains. I would say they're the ones that understand the Bible. But anyway, according to them, these were the most brainiest brains, the three most intelligent brains in London or England, or so they did what they call a IQ test, and you had one was a mathematician, and the other was a lawyer. The other was someone who had autism, which sometimes the effects of autism can give you can open up your brain to certain kinds of understanding. So according to this particular woman who suffered from autism, she had an ability to remember certain things. But anyway, so when they done the test, the IQ test, there was the brainiac or the mathematician scored 151. The lawyer, he scored, which was a black, so-called black man, he scored 95, around 99. And the Edomite woman, she suffered from autism. She scored around 95. So these were high scores as far as the IQ test is concerned. But when they test them for, which I found interesting, you know, the brain is an interesting thing to trying to understand. And I don't know where they get the IQ test from. It's according to their curriculum, you know, how they go by it and how they put it together according to their curriculum. Could be a load of rubbish as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, so one scored 99, the barrister, which was a black man, scored 99. The mathematician, which was the Edomite, scored 151. The Edomite woman with autism, she scored about 95. Emotional intelligence, now, it was a total different story. The mathematician scored around 50, which was the Edomite man. The lawyer, which was the black man, scored around 99. And the Edomite woman scored around 6. So, you know, things change when it comes to emotional intelligence, because there's all different types of intelligence, you see. And you can imagine if King Solomon was King Solomon would blow all them tests out of the water. Why? Because he was of Yahshua Allah, Prince of the Power. Yeah, his intelligence was off the chart. It was of God. We know that. But anyway, the point is, you know, there's different types of intelligence, and a lot of people who have high intelligence as far as maths and as far as numbers, maybe they don't do so well when it comes to dealing with social skills and emotional intelligence, reading, the ability to read and read spirits and understand people. They fall short when it comes to that. And another test they took was about emotional intelligence. That one, not that one, there was another one. It was empathy, compassion. And you know who topped that one again? The black man topped that. The barrister topped that. I think he got 99. The Edomite got around about 9 or something like that. The mathematician, who was an Edomite, he scored around about 9, very low for reading and compassion. And the Edomite woman, she got about 1. She never really done. She really didn't have hardly any score at all, because that tells you something. They lack compassion. And we know that anyway. The Bible goes into how the Most High feels about Jacob and Ease. And we know why. They're cold people, lack compassion. But the point is when it comes down to understanding and intelligence, as it says there, understanding, intelligence, especially a Bible, a wide, good understanding of the Bible, even the schools. And you've got some people who study the Bible from an academic perspective, say it's good to have an understanding of the Bible. You do actually do well in general having an understanding of the Bible. And we used to read the Bible in school, and then they took that out. I remember that. At one point in school we was reading the Bible, but they took that out because they knew that a good understanding of the Bible surpasses any other kind of intelligence or understanding, what they call today, or IQ, what they call today. You got a high IQ, yeah, because I'm good at maths. But when it comes to dealing with people and emotional intelligence and compassion, how do you do then? We saw how the Edomite fared. Didn't even get 1. You got around about 1. And how the Edomite man and woman got about 50. But we know we Yahshua Allah, we're very good when it comes to compassion and understanding the spirit and reading spirits. So we get that from the Most High himself, from the Spirit. So the point is, even if you're young in the truth and new in the truth, and if you continue to grow, understanding, as it says there in the blue letter, online biblical use dictionary, is a wide range of intelligence. Understanding, intelligence, the act of understanding, skill to understand people, to read spirits. The faculty of understanding, intelligence, understanding, insight. Some people who are very high, have a high IQ, guarantee you they have no insight when it comes to dealing with looking beneath the surface. Like I say, reading spirits, understanding people, feeling for people. We know Yeshua or Yehoshua, when he was on the earth, as the scripture says, that he felt for them because they was like a sheep without a shepherd. They were like sheep without a shepherd. So he had a high intelligence when it comes to insight. And you know, when it comes to this intelligence, this thing called high IQ, the rabbit hole goes deep. But if you're in this world and you got a high IQ, you don't really feel for people. All you can do is sit down and do your mathematics or be on the computer for hours on end, just like Ammon, the so-called Chinese and the Japanese people, them very mechanical people. But when it comes to dealing with people on a one-on-one and communicating and understanding emotion, yeah, they don't have it, because they don't have a Bible understanding, and most importantly, they don't have the Spirit of the Most High Himself. Ultimately, it's only the elect that are going to have that full understanding of the Bible, which He gives us through the Spirit anyway. Yeah, this is a good word. It turned out to be a good word to look into. The Strong's definition, it says, by implication, on argument, excessive discretion, extension, discretion, reason, skillfulness, yeah, understanding, wisdom, skillfulness. So I think we kind of knocked that one up. We punched that one left, right, and center. You know, we punched that one up, just like when you're punching a punch bag and you punch it so much, all the flipping feathers start coming out. We crushed it, right, on that particular word there. Understanding intelligence. So I wanted to get into the blue letter, which I did say I was going to do that in my last video. There's one example, another example, because I like to use examples. We had King Solomon. We've got another example through the precepts here of David. Like I say, he's one of my favorites when it comes to. And let's just read it. 1 Samuel 16 and 13 says, "Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David." So the context is that the Spirit of the Lord left Saul. So Samuel went looking for another man, and we're picking up from there. Then Samuel took the horn of the oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Rimnah. 1 Samuel, now we get into 14. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. And Saul's servant said unto him, Behold, now an evil spirit from God troubleth thee. Let our Lord now command the servant which are before thee to seek out a man who is cunning, a player of the harp, and it shall come to pass, when the evil spirit from God is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand, and thou shalt be well. Right. And Saul said unto his servants, Provide me now a man who can play well, and bring him to me. Then answered one of the servants and said, Behold, I have seen the son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, that is cunning in playing, and a mighty man, valiant man, and a man of war, prudent in matters, and a comely person, a lord, and the Lord is with him. So you see, when the Lord is with you, you see, we don't need none of them high IQ tests, even though, yeah, all right, to be able to function in this world, to have a good IQ, that's all right, commendable, you know. But to be a man of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, a man of the Lord, this is what it is. This is what it takes. Here's the example here, King David, man. Then answered one of the servants and said, Behold, I have seen the son of Jesse, a Bethlehemite, that is cunning in playing, right, playing the harp, cunning in playing, and in mighty man of valor. Right, so these are words that come to mind now. Like I say, you start with one word and it could take you to other words, other good words, foundational words. Right, mighty, valiant man, a man of war, prudent in matters, a comely person, and the Lord is with him. So there's another word there. Lord, through through the Spirit we can get into that word, perhaps in another video. Prudent, cunning, villain man, right? Good words. So I think we hit the ball out of the park. I just wanted to get into that word there, discretion, as far as what the blue letter had to say about it. I just tapped in the word discretion, and these are the precepts that come up, and we just went into the precepts in Jeremiah 10 and 12, right? Understanding, diligence, the act of understanding, skills, faculty. Yeah, going over it again. Yeah, because it is going over these words to help us, to remind you. What's that word? What's that saying? Is the father of learning. To go over it is the father of learning. Yeah, to repeat is the father of learning. Words to that effect. So that's what we're doing now. Yeah, the faculty of understanding, intelligence, understanding, insight, the object of knowledge. Yeah, insight. So we want that understanding, intelligence, real intelligence. The Most High's high IQ. Yeah, King Solomon and King David's IQ. Skill, the faculty of understanding, intelligence, understanding, insight, the object of knowledge. Right, there you go. And that was in Jeremiah. We went into the word discretion, Jeremiah 12, 10 and 12. And the word in Isaiah 28 and 26 was discretion, and this is what come up: judgment, justice, ordinance, judgment, right? Act of deciding a case. So you need insight for that, discretion for that. So we see the importance of discretion. There's no value placed on it in this world. No value placed on wisdom in this world. No value placed on understanding in this world. No value placed on the Bible in this world. But if you could have a good understanding of the Bible, and we saw those good examples there, we get the full wisdom, knowledge and understanding and intelligence. Like I say, the word don't place no value on the word discretion. So, to what I tell you about Shemir Shai, for giving me the spirit to do this video. Like I say, the house of David is rising, and everything the wicked have done to us, past, present and future, is falling upon their own head. For his God have instructed him to discretion and have teached him. Right. That was Jeremiah 28. That was Isaiah 28 and 26. The one I started with. Let's end with this one. Jeremiah 10 and 12 says, he have made the earth by his power. He have established the world by his wisdom. He have stretched out the heavens by his discretion. Giving our praises to Yahweh Shemir Shai. The world don't place no value on discretion. But how powerful is that word discretion? Because you can see the Most High made it. He have made the earth by his power. He have established the world by his wisdom. He have stretched out the heavens by his discretion. Enough said. To what I tell you about Shemir Shai, for giving me the spirit to do this video. Shalom until the next one.